but let me just bring out, because this guy is just you see, he's purely ignorant about the science of hadith. We call him al-hadith. So you can imagine if hadith is count. So we just say, let me just go straight to what I want to pick out. It's just say, or it stands in opposition to Sahih Bukhari, it should not be acceptable. Okay, so now we have seen that Mr. Abdul Ahmad have affirmed so the authentication and his support wholeheartedly for support Sahih Bukhari, his admiration, so it's affirmation, so that Sahih Bukhari is a reliable book, and actually everybody believes. In fact, and as Suyuti said, وَلَيْسَ فِي الْقُرْآنِ وَلَيْسَ فِي الْكُتُبِ أَصَحُّ مِنْهُمَا بَعْدَ الْقُرْآنِ وَلِهَذَا قُدِّمَ. He said, there is no other book after Sahih Bukhari and Sahih Muslim that is fil asah, that is authentic, there is no book that is more authentic, that can be authentic, that is more authentic than that will be more authentic than Sahih Bukhari and even Sahih Muslim, unless for Quran. So that is what you to say. Okay, now we now want to give Mr. Ghulam Ahmad just one or two hadith, so from Sahih Bukhari and even Sahih Muslim together, to open the eyes of these followers that this teaching of abolition, what is it called, abolishment of hadith of jihad, or what's it called, denial of the physical, and they will even call it bloody jihad. Imagine, it's bloody. Prophet Sallam and his companions went to bloody jihad. So even before I gave him this hadith, the Prophet Sallam fought, went to at least 25 battles with the disbelievers, and then after him, it didn't stop. But what would have been this whole support for the Mirza was if the Prophet had said before his demise that no, bloody jihad has stopped, because everything he was saying in this book was just like I would have even loved to read it. It's actually the jihad Prophet fought was to defense, was self-defense, was subhanallah. Allah said yes. Before, even it was three grades according to the scholars. Awanu sabr, awanu difa, wa awanu al-kitab, wa awanu izn il-kitab. So there had been a time when the Muslims were all the believers in Allah and His Messenger were persecuted. Mercilessly, and the Prophet even and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered them to be patient, to be forbearance, to bear the tortures. So even the Prophet walked past Yasir and his father Yasir and his son Ammar and his mother, that is Ammar's mother or Yasir's wife, Sumayya, while they were being punished by Abu Jahl. Prophet would say, when he passed through them, he would say, Sabran ahla Yasir, fa inna ma'idakum al-jannah. Patience, be patient, O family of Yasir, because your promise is paradise. Not that they could not, go uprise and fight back, but Prophet walked according to Allah's command. So Allah, those days, asked them to be patient because of the wisdom to be brought out from therefrom, so that everybody now uprising against the government will now have his evidences and everything from Islam. Will be known as will be dissociated from Islam. So then awan al-difa. So when Allah asks them to migrate, to do hijrah to Medina, and these people still want to come and finish them, so we don't want this thing to exist. The more you exist, you are like we won't be at rest. Well, let us finish you. So Allah said. So when they were coming for battle of Uhud, the Muslims had to go and go and meet them. Like they had to go and counter them. So, and later on, and Allah now gave them victory. Fatuhu Mecca. Mecca was now taken for the Muslims. With power now become for Muslims alone. It has been in Sahih Bukhari that our mother Aisha said, before Hijrah, the Muslims used to run away for their not even for their lives, but for their religion. Illahi wa li rasuli. They will run with the religion of Allah so that they have, they have the ability to practice, to profess their religion. But now that Allah have given us victory and Allah has given fatu for us, they can worship Allah haythu sha, wherever they want and however they want. So that is when Allah has given them the Islam power, which He promised Musa. He has promised. Mata nasrullah alayna nasrullahi qareeb. The Muslim will say, "Oh Messenger of Allah, when will the help of Allah come?" Allah said, "Tell them that Allah, listen, let it be known that in the nasrullahi qareeb, the promise, the help of Allah is very, very near. It's just close to you." So, and if Allah says something is close to you, it doesn't mean that it's just some minutes or some hours or some days ahead. Allah knows the time, but for Allah it's very, very close. It's already happening. So and now Allah now gave them power, victory, and from there they had to extend. And this time it has to do with extending the religion of Allah, extending the religion of Allah which He has commanded. Allah say, وَقَاتِلُوا, fight them hatta la takuna fitna, until there is no oppression on the land. Wa yakuna dinu kulluhu lillah, and all religion is for Allah alone. So that is spreading Islam with jihad. Fight them. And when in the Quran the Allah said no, this has stopped. We have a lot of things that Allah said start and He said stop in the Quran. When in the Quran or in the Hadith Allah said now jihad of the bloody, according to the way you how do I even call it, rhetorically or strictly term it bloody, yes. Where in the Quran that the bloody jihad has been said to be terminated, to be ended by Allah, or in the Hadith that by the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, where there is nowhere. In fact, Allah Akbar. People, Allah asks them to migrate, to leave Mecca for Medina just to be safe, to run away for their religion and their lives, to be able to worship Allah. And after Mecca, immediately after Fatih Mecca, after Mecca was conquered, immediately Hijrah was cancelled. That is nothing like running away. Profess a religion as you want, just like Aisha said. And that is why the Prophet Sallam, and this is a hadith I want to quote, hadith of Ibn Abbas. He said, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "La hijrata ba'da al-fath." No man hijrah after Fath Mecca, after conquer of Mecca. No man hijrah. Nothing like you're running away. Where are you running to? Profess your religion. Innama huwa jihad wa niyya. The Prophet said, what remains is jihad, striving in the way of Allah. Yes, jihad can come in all these forms. Of course, if it's really Allah used to mention that with their wealth and with their lives. So jihad comes in these forms, comes in physical combat within the Muslims and the non-Muslims. It can come in the written form. It writes books for Islam. It can come in the other form like this we are doing. So let's talk like let people calling people from outside, Farun Khariji. So calling people from outside of Islam to Islam, and even within Islam, the fold of Islam, we have tried to call to the Christian teaching, to the for the fundamental teaching of Islam, not against the people of extremism and people of laxity, who are not even people who of heresy, who have already heard and deviated and diverted against away from the straight path. وَأَنَّ هَذَا صِرَاطِ مُسْتَقِيمًا فَاتَّبِعُوهُ. Allah said, O Prophet, tell them that this is my path, mustaqima, it's straight. فَاتَّبِعُوهُ, follow it. So do not digress. Do not. Otherwise, you will be getting into hell. So, Jesus said, what left is jihad, waniyah, an intention. What intention do you have for jihad, for fighting again? And look at them. Okay, now we now say, okay, look at them. I will come back to that, because even they also, whenever Muslims are being persecuted in countries like in a lot of countries, they will even say, "Oh, fight them back." How do you fight them back? Has your pen? Okay, when the disbelievers come to fight the Muslims, are you going to restrict them or resist them with pen? I'm even coming to that later, if Allah wishes. What I'm saying is that even if Islam said this, that what next is jihad? If jihad will be abrogated or terminated or something like that, if Islam will have said something contrary to this, that's nothing like jihad again. Allah has given us the what's called. In fact, this is another. I want to give another evidence, another very strong and big evidence for any Ahmadiyyah who is open-minded to reflect and listen and implement. That the Prophet ﷺ died while, please listen, the Prophet Muhammad died while he was about to send out some, subhanallah. Allah already, that's why, Allah does things miraculously and full of wisdom for people, for the wise to take wisdom from. And that Allah will do something that even in centuries later, whenever something heretic will be brought into Islam, what Allah have said or have done will actually be a denier or a counter to that to such. Look at it. Islam died while he was just about setting some groups of armies or Islamic armies out for what? For a battle, for jihad. While it was just about Jaysh Usama, and that was the reason why the first task of Abu Bakr after made the successor, the Khalifa of Jerusalem after the Prophet the first mission he embarked on was Tanfiz Jaysh Usama. He had to send that corps, that army that Prophet has already prepared and gathered. He has to send them out to that particular battle. So would you say that, subhanallah, if you say there is nothing like jihad, so would you say that Islam died upon something that is imperfect, or he died while he has not finished his work? So, and your Mr. Gulama claim that he has come to perfect what? Allah said, Al-yawma akmaltu lakum dinakum. Today I have akmaltu, I have completed. If you have completed something, you don't change it. So even if Mr. Ghulam Ahmad will claim to have come to perfect Islam, he should be the one to preach for jihad, not demolishing something. You don't come when you say I want to come to perfect. There's a building that is already completed, is already built, and is already is a very good mansion. But I'm here to manage it. So what will you do? You change the color. You change the color. You add some garnishment to it. You fix some lights. You don't say no. See this pillar, I don't want it. You demolish it. No, this roof is not okay. You demolish it. You don't do that. And even if you do that, in terms of mundane and worldly aspects, temporal aspects, that we say yes, of course, we don't care. But in terms of religion, tawqifiyya, this is religion of Allah. Allah said He has perfected it. So you don't, what Allah has perfected. And I've perfected, and I've made complete my favor upon you. And I've chosen Islam for you as religion. So, which means if what Mr. Ghulam called to is true, then the word of Allah here will be false. Else, the word of Mr. Ghulam will be false, and that is the truth. His word, his second condition is the truth. That Mr. Ghulam's word is actually false, lie, fables, fiction, fabrications. So, where in the hadith, the Prophet said somebody was coming to reform Islam, to change some things that have not finished. Just like it is written in John chapter 14 and chapter 16 that Jesus said, "I have many things to tell you, but you cannot bear them now. But when He comes, the Comforter, the Spirit of Truth, He shall teach you everything." So here it is very clear from the Bible that, and that the inside did not finish his work, and somebody is come to reform them, to reform what he has, to finish his job. But here, otherwise, Allah said He has completed His religion.